We've got an extra too.
Is that your bag?
Anybody got a space heater?
Is that your bag?
I'll give it.
I got one, Benny. I got one.
Yeah.
We're good. Okay. Over there, Jess. No, Jess isn't here. All right.
Who's in charge of the heat?
All right, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Apologize for starting late. Had a long list of things we had to talk about tonight, so we'll get through it. And we'll call this the loyalty quarter over here with all the, we're happy you're here. All right, roll call, please.
Archie,
Present.
Baronis, present. Bolin,
Present?
Johnston,
Present.
Verrett,
Present.
Williams, Gadding, absent.
All right, we have a quorum present. If we'll all stand and for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, we're moving right ahead to the superintendent's report. We have good news.
All right, we have good news from several buildings, so I'm going to ask you to come in this order. Edison, LCC, Kankakee High School, Steuben, the junior high, and early childhood. So Mr. Kuster will begin with Edison.
Good evening, everyone. Edison would like to thank the Kankakee First Church of the Nazarene. Every student at Edison received a book for Christmas, and each teacher received a gift card to improve their classroom libraries.
Good evening. LCC would like to thank Dwayne Dean for their Christmas gift donation to some young men and women in our building.
All righty. For the high school, Kankakee High School would like to thank Riverside Hospital, a physician, who has donated $10,000 for our students in STEAM, engineers, and majors. We're very excited about that opportunity.
Great.
Yes.
Great.
And Dr. Brass, that's 2 scholarships.
That would be 2 scholarships. That is correct.
2,000. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll read for Steuben and the junior high. Steuben, various local and district community members and bought various Christmas gifts and other items for students in Mrs. Rose Bailey's classroom. The Kankakee Fire Department, in collaboration with Maple Street, Domino's Pizza, Washington Street Jewels, and the Kankakee Pepsi Company donated pizza, pop, and water for Steuben students. Also, KSD board member Susie Baronis provided breakfast treats for Steuben staff. Dwayne Dean Behavioral Health Center donated holiday gifts for 8 Steuben students. And the Kankakee School District Board President Chris Bolin and his wife Rosemary Pistorius donated Spanish and English books to Steuben's library for the students there at Steuben. And also the junior high. The junior high would like to thank and recognize the following: the Kankakee Federation of Labor and Riverside Nursing Department both provided Kankakee Junior High School scholars with hats, scarves, and gloves in preparation for the winter months. We definitely can use those. And then Kankakee Junior High 7th grade science teacher and Kankakee High School soccer coach, I call him Mr. M because I always mispronounce his name, was honored Sunday, January 9th by former students and current athletes as part of the kickoff celebration of Life Week. This event celebrates those making a difference in people's lives. As highlighted on the WGN News Report, students said that Mr. M encourages them to pursue higher education and give back by volunteering for worthy causes. So we also want to congratulate Coach M as well.
evening, everyone. So, of course, in early childhood, we want to say thank you to the following individuals and community members. Kankakee Federation of Labor donated hats, gloves, scarves, socks, and undergarments to us. And then the Knights of Columbus donated several coats to keep our students warm. So, of course, thank you to those different groups. And then Board Secretary, Suzanne Barones donated breakfast items to our staff members. Thank you. They did enjoy, so thank you very much. And then School Board President Chris Bolin and his wife, Rosemary Patoris, donated several books to Pregler staff members and classrooms. And we've already started to read those books to our students. So thank you all very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Instruction report?
And so our instruction will be very brief. We will be recognizing our Illinois State Scholars at our next board meeting on February 12th, taking place at Taft Primary School. So tonight they were slated to be recognized, but we will push that back to February 12th. Also, each year, districts across Illinois are slated to have an audit for HR, curriculum and instruction, business and finance, and just part of the whole district. This year, Kankakee School District 111 was picked for our audit, and we have been meeting weekly to get those audit items completed. Again, it's from anywhere from business finance to curriculum instruction, HR, transportation, food service. It is audited by the state, and we are working with ICANN to get all of those items done. And so we have began to meet weekly to make sure that we have everything that we need. I believe there are like over 200 or more different items that the state is asking us for. And again, this is an audit that takes place every year. School districts are picked, and this year is Kankakee's turn. So we are working on that audit.
Finance, Mr. Lewis?
Good evening.
Good evening.
So Kankakee School District 111 is in a solid fiscal position. Year-to-date revenue is down by $2.4 million from the same time the previous year. However, expenditures are down by $3.4 million from the same time the previous year. In the education fund, revenue and expenditures are trending as expected. And your operations and maintenance fund, revenues and expenditures are trending as expected. Purchase services expenditures are a little higher, but this will be mitigated by other line items where expenditures are marginal. Your debt service expenditures are on target. An expenditure in the last week of December in the amount of $3.5 million is not reflected in tonight's report, but you will see it in the January report where timely debt service payments were made. The transportation fund is trending favorably. We are watching the salary line closely. This is to be expected as this is our first year with transportation in-house. We will make the necessary adjustment in developing the FY25 budget. From an operations perspective, we have ordered a GPS software for the vans that can track the location and speed of the vans. IMRF and Social Security are trending as expected. The capital fund will return to a favorable posture as we progress in the rest of the year. We were late in allocating EBF funds to the capital funds. It's underway now, and it will come back to a favorable posture by the end of the year. You will note in working cash fund that the $7 million bonds proceeds for the working cash bond that was executed in November is currently reflected in the working cash fund. The tort fund had a substantial transaction as we paid half of our property liability workers' comp premium of $563 as noted in the financial statements. This concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lewis. Ms. Fountain, HR, personnel.
And so we are getting ready for staffing for the 2024-2025 school year. Principals have been submitting requests for posting of positions, and so we're in the process of working on that. We also are having meetings with principals on this week and next week to determine our staffing needs for the buildings so that we can have all of our postings out by the end of this month. We plan to advertise on several different websites besides the district website. We're looking at K-12 JobSpot, Illinois Job Bank, and also on Indeed. We have also signed up for 3 job fairs for colleges to attend those job fairs. I believe Eastern Illinois University, Illinois State, and Northern University. We have reserved spots there to do job fairs with those candidates that have completed their degrees in education, so we will be sending a team to each of those job fairs. Also, we're asking all parents, and if our principals can remind parents, to please check their emails. There has been a rise in COVID in our buildings, not only COVID, but also RSV. We've had to do 3 deep cleanings of 3 of our buildings because there has been an uprise of COVID and RSV. And so in our clinics, we do have the ability to test for COVID and for RSV. We want to be proactive, so we're asking all of our parents and the principals to remind parents to please check their emails. There is an option for them to opt out of testing, but testing will be available to those students because we do want to get ahead of these viruses so that we don't have to close down any additional classrooms. And that's my report.
Thank you. I failed to ask, did any board members have any questions on any of the reports?
I have one on personnel. You stated that you're looking at starting 4 postings for next year. I know I've asked this before, but all those positions that are currently filled with instructors, they will be put out there as well, correct?
That's going to be a building decision. Again, we'll work with Dr. Walters to get those postings up, but we go by the needs of the building, and the building will submit their needs to us.
So I just want to clarify. So if the principal feels that that instructor is doing okay in that position, they will not post that to be filled with a certified position instructor, correct?
That, again, is up to the building principal.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. All right, we're moving on to the consent agenda. Or, excuse me, we got public comments. Anybody signed up? Okay.
Principal's report too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I jumped over Dr. Brass, and I didn't mean to at all.
You like when I stayed
Please
home?
come on down, Dr. Brass.
I could have went home.
Greetings, Board President Bolin and all of our board members, and Dr. Walters in her absence. My name is Dr. Albert Brass Jr., and I'm the principal here at Kankakee High School. Tonight, I'm going to provide a brief overview of some data that kind of shows where we are at this moment in time. It's going to be a comparative analysis over the last few years. I believe we're trending in the right direction, and the data that I'm going to share in a few moments will kind of reflect that. Excuse me. So currently right now, attendance-wise, we have approximately 1,478 scholars. We have approximately 80 who are remote blended. So our numbers as far as attendance is probably the same as it was last year. One of our goals this school year was to increase our daily attendance rate. As you can see right now, we're at 82%. We're trying to get to where we were prior to the pandemic. So we know we still have some work to do to address that. Another one of our building goals was our work completion. As you can see, there's a stark difference in last year compared to now. I contribute a lot of that work to our scholars, our staff, the use of the Twilight Academy. Dr. Walters' vision in regards to providing additional supports for our scholars is remarkable. So there's a huge uptick in regards to the work that's being done day in, day out with our scholars. Next is our on track for graduation data. This is another area that we have been working hard on. As you can see, last year at this time, we had approximately 41% of our seniors on track to graduate. At this time, we have 57%. It's an uptick, but we definitely want to get higher. Our goal is to have 80% or more of our scholars graduate by June. As you can also see, the trend, when you look at our juniors, it's much higher than previously. Now, those two grade levels are those who were part of COVID. So we're trying to come out of COVID, and we're looking to see an upward trend moving forward. Discipline data. So one of the things you're going to see that large number, and it's intentional. We are addressing some areas in our building. We want to do some things as it relates to attendance and discipline to ensure that we are addressing those things by writing a referral. So for me, in my opinion, a referral is not a bad thing. It's actually a moment in time for us then to contact parents and then address the area of concern. On the next slide, you'll see where we've made some changes as it relates to attendance. I've asked our teams to write attendance referrals when students do not show to school. That provides us an opportunity to have a conversation with the parent to then encourage their son and daughter to come to school. Other areas that you can see a difference are dress code violations. If you recall earlier this year, we really were addressing those incidents. So you see an uptick in that. So the referrals doesn't necessarily mean bad things. It's areas that we're trying to address. As I conclude, I just want to point out a few things that are going to be coming. We had an opportunity on October 12th to take our students over to Kankakee Career Center, where our sophomores had a chance to kind of look at some potential careers that they might want to do in the future. And this was an awesome experience. On December 13th, we actually had members of our community present here in the auditorium. We had 2 sessions just for our seniors to talk about possible careers that they might be interested in being part of. So that was a great opportunity. On January 24th next week, we actually have a follow-up to that career center where our parents can come in and learn more about that particular opportunity for their sons and daughters. So we're encouraging our parents to come in to participate in that opportunity. We have our Hispanic Community Night monthly event that will be held next week or 2 weeks from now, January 31st. And Ms. Baronis, thank you for your support. And it's an opportunity for our community to come into the schoolhouse. And we truly, truly appreciate that collaboration we've been doing. Lastly, February 13th, we have our College and Career Fair, which will be held in our gym during our lunch periods, where scholars will have an opportunity to walk around and meet some of their local colleges and universities, but more importantly, meet with career people in the community that can help them guide their future. These are just a few things that are upcoming. Each week we send out a weekly video that goes home to our parents, so we always are trying to keep them in the loop as to what's going on in the building. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Dr. Brass?
Yes, I had requested on-time graduation by race, black, white, Hispanic. Do you have those numbers?
Yes, I can get those to you.
Okay.
I'll get them to you.
Dr. Brass, I just want to thank you for doing those weekly videos that you put out. I watch them. It just kind of keeps us up to date. So thank you for taking the time out and doing that. And I really enjoy the student portion of it. I think it's great that you're getting the students out there and kind of taking ownership of their own work. So thank you for doing that for us and doing that for the community. I appreciate it.
that. And I can't take all the credit. K's Media does a phenomenal job in getting our students involved. So we appreciate the work that they do day in, day out to allow our community to be involved in that process. So we truly, truly appreciate their work.
Thank you, Case Media.
Does the makeup take a long time?
You know what? I wasn't going to mention that, but we do need to work on that. Thank you.
I appreciate the weekly news also. I think it's great for the community. Okay, now I'll try to get back on track here. Thank you, Dr. Brass. Public comments, there are none, correct? Consent agenda, is there any item on the consent agenda that anybody wants to ask questions about or wants pulled for a special vote? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Johnston. Second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Williams. Please call the roll.
Archie? Baronis?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Verrett?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Bolin?
Yes. 6 ayes, 0 noes, the motion carries. We have then action items below. The first, and I do want to make special acknowledgement, Dr. Lance hasn't started her job yet officially, but she's here on surveillance missions, right? We're glad you're here. We appreciate it. I know it's a long, cold drive from Elgin back to here, but I appreciate it a lot. So the first item is the approval of the employment contract of Dr. Teresa A. Lanch as the superintendent of District 111 commencing July 1st. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Johnston. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Baronis. Are there any questions? Hearing none, we need a motion, or we need a roll call, please.
Baronis.
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Verret.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Archie.
Yes.
Bolin.
Yes. 6 ayes, 0 noes, another unanimous vote for Dr. Lance. Congratulations, and we can't wait to, well, we're starting, so it doesn't matter. The next issue, the next item on the action items is approval of reimbursement for up to 25 transition days at the pro rata daily rate per the salary in the employment contract. That reimbursement will go to Dr. Lance as she spends her time here instead of her current job. Is there a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Is there a second? Motion by Ms. Johnston, a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Baronis. Any questions regarding that? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Johnston.
Yes.
Verret.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Archie.
Yes.
Baronis.
Yes.
Bolin.
Yes. Motion carries 6 ayes, 0 noes. The last is the approval of the board superintendent process agreement. This has been negotiated and renegotiated with Dr. Walters, and I think when July 1st comes, Dr. Lance, this will be another issue for you to look at to see how you want it to work. But right now, I need a motion to approve the board process agreement.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Johnston, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Williams. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Johnston.
Yes.
Verret.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Archie.
Yes.
Baronis.
Yes.
Bolin.
Yes. Motion carries 6 ayes, 0 noes. There's no other business. There's information regarding the various reports, financial reports. There is also the dates currently of January 29th for an LAA day all throughout the school district. And February 12th is our next board meeting. Is there any other issue or statement any of the board members want to make for the good of the order? Hearing none, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Johnston, seconded by Mr. Williams. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.